This is the introduction for December 6, 2020, the second Sunday of Advent, from the Gospel of Mark, chapter 1, verses 1 through 18. Hi, everyone. For children and maybe even kids at heart, the 4 weeks of Advent are the most exciting and frustrating 4 weeks of the year. Advent is the church season which takes place for the 4 weeks prior to Christmas. This year, the first Sunday of Advent was November 29th, and the last and fourth Sunday of Advent will be December 20th. The first Sunday of Advent also marks the beginning of the church's new year. Although Christmas is coming really quickly, it's important not to skip over Advent. Advent is a season of preparation and waiting. We're preparing ourselves and our children for Jesus' coming. Realistically, you probably need to shop, bake, decorate, and all the other chores that come along with the holiday season. But try to choose at least one Advent activity to do with your child. For this week's lesson, we will learn that Advent is the beginning of the church's new year. Learn that Advent has 4 Sundays. Learn that Advent is the season we prepare for Jesus' coming. We'll listen to the Gospel according to Mark, chapter 1, verses 1 through 18. We'll learn about John the Baptist and his relationship to Jesus. We'll become familiar with a basic timeline leading up to Jesus' birth. We'll discuss how we can prepare for Christmas during Advent. We'll also make a paper plate Advent wreath. You will need a paper plate, green, purple, pink, and red construction paper, scissors, and glue. And glue stick works, but Elmer's is a little bit better with this project. We'll also recite an Advent action rhyme. Some ideas of Advent activities you can do with your child are: you have an Advent wreath, light the candles according to the week at dinner time. Week 1, you would light 1 purple candle. Week 2, you would light 2 purple candles. Week 3, which is Gaudete Sunday, you would light 2 purples and a pink candle. And week 4, all 4 candles. It's a great way to kind of keep track for your child how close you're getting to Christmas. There's nothing more exciting than when you hit that 3rd and 4th candle. You can also set up a nativity and discuss the different figures. Name them: baby Jesus, Mary, Joseph, the shepherds. If you can, and your baby Jesus is able to be detached from the manger or from Mary's arms, hide the baby Jesus figure until Christmas morning. Hunt for baby Jesus and put him in the manger before opening gifts. You can also make a manger for baby Jesus out of a little tiny jewelry box, or this is a more elaborate one made out of popsicle sticks, but you don't have to go that elaborate. And have a little baby Jesus. There's little figurines you can use for this that are little tiny baby Jesuses. This is actually a pink gummy eraser with eyes, nose, and a mouth wrapped up in a little bit of cloth. And what you can do is every time your child does a good deed, and they're helping prepare for Christmas and they're making a warm bed for baby Jesus. So for every good deed, they can put a piece of straw. This is actually not straw. It's the fluffy filling that sometimes comes in gift baskets. It works really well. Yarn works really well. So every time they do a good deed, they get to add another piece of straw in the manger for baby Jesus to help get ready for him. You can also choose an Advent calendar with a religious picture or theme. There's a lot of Advent calendars out there that have pictures of Santa Claus or Christmas village-y type things, but there are some that have pictures of the manger scene. Some of them have chocolate, some of them have Bible verses. I found a really neat one this year that had little storybooks leading up to the Christmas story, but you can find those online. You can also read books leading up to Christmas to familiarize your child with the Christmas story. Some of our family favorites are Mortimer's Christmas Manger by Karma Wilson and Jane Chapman, which is a really cute story about a little mouse who really, really wants to use the nativity stable as his own home. There's also Merry Christmas Stregonona by Tommy DePaula, which is a great book for kind of reminding everybody of the true meaning of Christmas. And No Room for a Little One by Martin Waddell, which is the stable animals story of Jesus' birth. If you have older children or your child has a great attention span, Mary's First Christmas by Walter Wangerin Jr. is an excellent Christmas story. It tells the story from the perspective of Mary telling a young Jesus about his birth. You could also read St. Francis and the Nativity by Myrna A. Strasser. Both of those books are longer books, and if you do decide to read them, you might want to break them up into parts. You also can celebrate a feast day of a saint. There's some saints' days that are pretty interesting saints' days to celebrate. St. Nicholas, St. Lucia, and Our Lady of Guadalupe all have feast days in the month of December, and they all have celebrations attached to them, if you want to lead up with a little bit of excitement prior to Christmas. Whatever you choose, I realize that this year is a particularly difficult year. Some of our holiday traditions are going to change because of COVID, but on the bright side, if there is a bright side, it might give us the opportunity to slow down with our children and help them really appreciate, if they can, 4- and 5-year-olds, the wait before Christmas. So have a great week.